think that was our last question.
Yep.
I have one more, though. Can you hoop? No. Sorry. Hey, Aggies, it's Chancellor May and LeShelle, and it's time for Thursday Thoughts. And this week, we're just going to dive right into the questions. And I'm going to let LeShelle go first.
Okay. Can you hoop?
Can I hoop?
Can you hoop?
So that's a better question posed to my knees. I used to be able to hoop, but my knees probably wouldn't cooperate anymore. I used to be able to dunk a basketball. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. Volleyball. My hands weren't big enough for the basketball, but
You mean you dunked a volleyball?
yes, I have dunked a volleyball.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's just over the volleyball.
I also
That's not a dunk. I'm confused.
no dunked a volleyball in the basketball hoop.
Oh, who does that?
My grip was not big enough to get the basketball. I can't do it two-handed.
Okay,
one
okay.
hand. So volleyball, I could easily
I
grip.
didn't know volleyball could fit in a basketball hoop.
Volleyball is much smaller than a basketball.
Oh, I didn't know that either. We've completely derailed from the topic of hoop.
Don't say we. You have derailed from the topic. I've been trying to stay on topic.
Okay.
I forgot what I was going to say now. Can you? How about you? Can you?
Not at all.
No.
Not
What's
at
your
all.
sport?
Tennis. I can play tennis.
Yeah, you're a pretty good tennis player.
Yep.
Anyway, so on to
All right.
something a little more serious. What can students do to learn more effectively?
Oh.
So we talked about this before. I think, there's a before, during, and after in terms of class. So before, always review the material ahead of time, prepare questions you might have. During, obviously pay attention, take good notes, and ask questions during class. Then after, just do as many problems, questions, exercises as you can. Take advantage of all the tutoring resources that we have available to you on campus, both in residence halls, in some of in the centers, library, all these various resources that we have available. Please use those, because the biggest thing to remember is the best students get help and ask for help. Sometimes there's this misconception that the smart students don't need help. False. The best students are the ones actually actively trying to get help all the time. What do you think?
I would add a level of efficiency in that if you're going somewhere to study and you only have 2 hours, put your phone away. Like, just be in the moment. And you'll find that that's a lot more effective. Because if you have your phone, and we're all guilty of it for those who are not students, like if I'm trying to focus on work, ping, ping, ping. It's like, okay, I've wasted, I could have done what I was supposed to do a lot faster if I was not distracted by dings and pings and notifications. So nowadays, I think you probably do better by just focusing on giving, all your attention to what you're trying to solve at the moment.
I agree.
Yeah.
I will say all of our dings and pings come from your children. However, that's off the topic.
And there's friends and just all kinds of things. But anyway.
All right, your question.
I haven't had time to read. What's a great book you've read recently?
So I'm reading a book now the title is The Broken Heart of America, and it's about sort of a historical essay about St. Louis, my hometown, and how things like displacement and redlining and issues have affected the demographics, the racial demographics in St. Louis, and how we got to a point where, a few years ago, Michael Brown was shot in St. Louis by St. Louis policemen, and there was a lot of national angst and controversy. So this is kind of a historical progression of how we got from to there, from things that have happened back since 1800s. So it's pretty interesting. And it's only interesting to me maybe because it's my hometown, but that's one book I'm reading now. Are you reading anything?
I'm quite guilty of not reading books. Shame on me. The only thing I've been consumed with is the New York Times lately, and probably for 6 months now. So I probably should pick up a book and enjoy the moment. Oh, there's a community, the UC Davis Community Book Project book that's
project,
coming up pretty soon. I think it's called Weathering.
Yeah.
So that may be a good option.
Yeah, we'll have
Give
the
it a-
author on campus
Yeah.
and giving a talk about
Great.
the book, and we will have some other activities around that. So
Yeah, so I was thinking about picking it up to read it before she comes.
good idea. Let's see. I'm an anxious parent waiting for admissions release. Any advice? So I think we released the admissions decisions in March, mid-March. I'm not sure the exact day. So I can understand the anxiety. I think you should relax, calm down. Everything that you can possibly have done to get a positive result, you've already done. You can't do anything more. I would say that if it doesn't work out the way you would have hoped, there are other mechanisms like community college for 2 years, then transfer. A third of our entering class every year has to be transfer students. So that's a pretty useful thing for students that don't get in the first go-around. But I would say, to the parents, I would just say, relax and trust the process. We have a very rigorous admissions process that's fair and equitable. And the sad truth is we have many, many more qualified students than we have slots for. And so we have to make some decisions, and hopefully things will work out for you.
So they just can't email you and say,
I prefer you don't email the chancellor. Some of you will.
well, the nice thing about this parent, I hope he or she, their child gets in, because they're excited about UC Davis. They actually are on following our Instagram, so we appreciate that.
That's a good point. I am glad that this parent is engaged and excited about UC Davis, and hopefully your student will be here and have a great experience. And we'll take care of them for sure. Until next week, Aggies, stay healthy and stay safe.
Go Aggies.